Okay. So yesterday we stopped at AWS IAM user creation. Okay. So this is the link I have shared. Okay. Now these are all basics. Okay. So yesterday we did this example. That is this one. So basically this is a common syntax, that is key value pair. So this is the key and this is the value, and this is for referencing. For example, now if you want to use this name as a variable, so you have to use as user dot, like that. Okay. So if you have to reference this user, whatever is given here, that is luze.john, so you can reference using the user, see, which is the identity of the user to associate with the access key. Okay. So now let us see the next example. Okay. Now see here. Now today we are going to create an IAM user with access key. Okay. So see here, this is same, and this path you can keep it as root, or also if that user belongs to some group, so you can also create as slash DevOps slash developer, or say slash network admin, like that. So it's not mandatory. Okay. Now next is resource. What you have to create? You have to create IAM access key for which user? See, this user. So that is why we are going to. Okay. Now see here, user is equal to AWS underscore IAM underscore user dot. See. So that is what I told you. So in Samba, so you can name it as anything you want. So I can name it as Mithun also. I will show you in the next example. Okay. You will come to know. Right. And then PGP underscore key, that is the key base and the value we are going to create. Now AWS IAM policy. So we are going to attach the policy also, right? So for attaching any policy, this will be the syntax. Okay. Right. So like this you have to give. So policy is equal to that is end of file, version, statement, EC2 describe, star, and effect. So what we are giving is, we are just giving the read only access to the user in this example. Okay. See, describe means it is only, he will be able to only list the things. Okay. Now, and allow everyone. Allow star means he can list all the resources, and this is the end of file. So this is the start of file and this is the end of file. So that is how you define the policy document. Okay. So we are going to mention everything in the one small text file. Okay. Now output access key ID, so that we are going to store it in the this value. So AWS underscore IAM access key dot n samba underscore robot, that this I am going to change. Okay, don't worry. And output will be like this. Okay, clear? Now let us take this example. Okay, now just copy paste. Okay, open your text editor, whichever you are comfortable. So I use Atom, which is very good actually. Right. So you can delete this. So what you can do, you can delete everything. Okay. Now let me delete everything, or else what we are going to do, we are going to create one more folder here. So new folder, IAM policy. Okay. Now inside I'm going to create a new file. I'm going to name it as main.tf. Okay. And I'm going to paste here. Okay. Now let me delete all these things so that it becomes readable for you. Yeah, this is the thing. Now I am going to change this to, okay, I am going to change it as user. Okay, that's it. Now I am going to change it as user. Okay, got it? Now here also we are going to use it as user underscore key. Okay, and now you will understand this concept, user dot name. Got it, right? I am user dot name. Or if you're getting confused, let us my user, let us change it to my user. Okay, or else let me change to Mithun, then you will not get confused. Okay, okay, yes. And next here Mithun, yeah. And now in this step we are going to attach the policy, and now here going to as a Mithun. Okay, I think Mithun user is already present, so I'm going to change it as Mithun 2. Okay, Mithun underscore Terraform, because this user is already present, right? So this will create a conflict. So we are going to okay. Yeah. Mm. And Terraform, I have missed M. So yeah, yes. So now I'm going to save it. Okay. So now I'm going to okay. So copy full path, and I'm going to open git bash and cd no such file or directory. Why it is happening like this? Okay, fine. So cd IAM policy, yeah, IAM. Okay, now we have a file. So what are the steps? So we should never, so fmt first initialize. Okay, yes, and then terraform fmt dash check dash diff, spelling mistake, yeah. So there are no, right? So there are no syntax error, so we can. So now what is the next step? Terraform plan. So now it is going to plan. Okay, now let me log into this AWS account and see. Oh, some error. Mm, reference to undeclared resource, line number 32. Okay, let me check here. What is the error? Line number 32. IAM access key. Samba underscore Robert. Okay, got to know. So, okay, that is the mistake. So, Mithun underscore Terraform. Got the right. So, spelling mistake. Yeah. So, now let's see. Now, let's plan. Okay, line. Reference to undeclared value. Value is equal to line number 32. Same thing. Same. Okay. What is that? Line number 32. Mithun underscore value is equal to AWS access key. Okay, AWS access key. Terraform. Terraform IG. Nsamba underscore Robert underscore key. Nsamba underscore Robert underscore key. Nsamba underscore key. Terraform. Okay, this is fine then. Yes. IAM access key Mithun underscore Terraform dot ID. And this dot. underscore key. I forgot here. Yes, so let me plan now. Okay, so those silly things will cause a lot of issue. Okay, so now see, it is planned to add three components. Okay, so it will add, what it will going to add, it is going to add a user within underscore Terraform, and it is going to create, attach the policy to the user. Okay, and it is also creating the access key ID and secret access key. So these three, so you can check here. Now come back here and go to the IAM console. If you see, there is no user by the name Mithun underscore Terraform. Okay, so once I run this Terraform apply, it is going to create. Okay, so Terraform apply. Okay, so every time this is going to ask, because okay, see here, it is creating the user. Okay, see, it created the access key and secret access key ID. Now if you go back to this, not here, yeah, here, if you keep on refresh, users will be 10. Now see here, Mithun underscore Terraform, it is created. Okay, and see the policy, it has created EC2 underscore policy. There is an inline policy, right? Okay, so basically, see, creating a Terraform scripts are will be one-time activity. Okay, so what we are going to do, we will be creating a, see, next, once we are done with some topics, I am going to start with Git. So there you will understand. Okay, so in GitHub we are going to store this code, and whenever there are some changes, we are going to create a separate branch, and there we are going to apply the changes, right? And if you see here security credential, it has created the key as well. Okay, now Terraform destroy. Okay, right? Yes. So that is why people are now going with Terraform, because it becomes easy. So when you create a Terraform scripts like this, so human error are almost zero. Okay, because everything is managed by scripts, so there is only very less percentage that we may do something wrong, right? So we may forget something, because if we have to destroy something, so we may forget to delete the NAT gateway or something. So but Terraform script will not forget. If you have to delete anything, just destroy will destroy everything whatever you have created, right? Okay, so this completes IAM. Okay, go through the videos. So now next topic is EC2. So this is going to take a little while, because EC2 is a very big topic, and after that there will be S3. Okay, so hopefully by 15th we are going to complete AWS with Terraform, and then we are going to start with DevOps. Okay, fine. So now, so what is EC2? So EC2 is the backbone of AWS. Okay, now let me come to the whiteboard. Okay, so you can practice this. I have shared this link. Okay, so you can change the variables, and you can practice the remaining things. Okay, see, it is just creating a S3 policy and all those things. So you can create. So for your practice, how much you practice, it will be good for you. Okay, so you can use this, right? Okay, so now we are going to start with the EC2. So in EC2, the first main concept is, first we are going to start with the EC2 life cycle. Okay, okay, now whenever you are creating the EC2 instance, right? you might have observed that EC2, first and foremost, it will start from the AMI, right? So, first thing it will start from the AMI. Okay. Whether so we are going so in AMI we are going to select like Amazon. Okay. So Amazon Linux 2. Okay. Or Ubuntu or CentOS or Red Hat. So like this, these are the images. Okay. So EC2 life cycle first starts with the EMI selection. You might have noticed it. So this is the first step. Okay. Right. So this is the first step number 1. Next. So once the AMI is selected, next thing what we are going to select is we are going to select the network interface and all those things. So that is called as NIC card. Okay. So next step is NIC network interface. So I am going to put here. Okay. You everyone having a laptop, right? So let me explain what is meant by NIC card. Okay. So NIC card means network interface card. See, suppose for any device to talk to the internet, it needs some kind of a hardware device. Okay. To be able to communicate or to be able to connect to the router. So that is called NIC. If you search here in your laptop also, go to device manager. Okay. Now, if you maximize, see, this is what I meant by network adapters. So if I disable this, everything will be gone. Okay. So this is called network NIC card. Okay. So this is our laptop NIC card. Okay. So for wireless, there will be different. For wired connection, there will be a different ports. Okay. So same ways, in order for us to communicate in AWS network or outside AWS network, there will be a NIC card. So that is the second step we are going to select. So this is the second step. Okay. So step number 2, right? So this is the step number 2. Next is after next, then what we are going to select? Now we are going to select the okay, before this, no, this is not step number 2. This is step number 3. Okay, the step number 2 is, can anyone tell me? I forgot one step. The step number 2 is, let me just, okay, the step number 2 is we are going to select the instance type, right? So that is here we are going to select CPU and RAM. Okay. That is instance type. Here in the step number 2, we are going to select instance type, whether t2.micro, okay, m5.large. Okay. I'm going to discuss on the instance type later on Monday, but for now you understand this m5 large, r5 dot large, like that, etc. dot dot dot. Okay. So we are going to select this. So that is the step number 2. I am going to put it in green. So this is step number 2. Okay. Right. So how many GB RAM is required? We are going to select that. Now in the third step, what we are going to select, whether we need a okay, private IP will always be there. That is for sure. But public IP and all those things we are going to select in this step. Right. Now next, the fourth step is what we are going to select is the hard disk. So this is where our data is going to reside. Okay. So this is called EBS. See, all this comes under EC2 console. Okay. EBS volume. where here we are going to select. So minimum 8 GB will be there. So it depending upon the size, we can select from 8 GB to 1 TB, 1 TB size. So that is the fourth step. Okay, I'm going to put in blue. So this is the step number 4, right? Okay, so this is the step number 4. Okay, now then what is the next step? So next step is we are going to select the security group, right? So whether to allow or deny the rule. So we are going to select the security group, or we are going to create. So security group. Okay, so this is the fifth step, right? So this is the step number 5. Let me put it this way. Okay, step number 5, right? Now, then after this, the last step will be we are going to create a key pair. Okay, so this key pair, okay, I'll just mention it as like this. Okay, so this is a key pair. Okay, now this is the sixth step. Okay, yeah, so this is the key pair, and this is the sixth step and final step, right? Yes or no? So okay, so now this indicates the steps of the EC2 lifecycle. So first we are going to select the AMI, then RAM, NIC, and EBS volume, and the security group and the keeper. And believe me, all these are interconnected. So these all these together makes up an EC2 instance. Okay, all these are connected, interlinked with one another. Okay, so that is for this sole reason, cloud or AWS or Elastic Compute Cloud makes it powerful, because in case of any hardware issue, suppose if, so now this is a, see, all these are, every component is individual. Okay, if something happens to this, you can replace the NIC card. If something happens to CPU, you can replace, just change the, so if you want to, suppose now you are on T2 micro, now your application is running slow, just change the instance size. Now this will get changed, and all these are interconnected within minutes. So for this sole reason, this EC2, is very, very powerful. Okay, and you should know all these components very well. So that is why in each step we are going to select. Okay, because all these are independent of one another. Okay, you can see, if you don't want this you can change. You can detach this disk and you can attach a new disk to the same instance. You can do that. So that is why the name they have given to these are elastic. So elastic means as and when you want, as per your demands, you can do that. Okay. Please remember this diagram very, very well. Okay. I'm going to paste it in the chat as well. Okay. So any doubt, guys, so far? Any doubts in this diagram? Because from day one we are doing this. So any doubts? Okay. So now AWS class. Okay. So remember this diagram. Okay. Now once, okay, after the sixth step, what happens? Now come here. Now this is going to be very, very interesting. Now after this step, what you are going to do? You are going to launch. So when you launch an instance, okay, now what we do? We launch an instance, right? So launch instance. Now when you launch an instance, it also goes through a various of steps. So what are those steps? Let me tell you one by one. Now once you launch, it goes to the first state called as pending. Okay. From pending, the next step will be running. Right. So from running, what it can do? It can change to what? Reboot or restart. See, when the instance is running, you can either reboot or restart, or there is one more thing, you can stop the instance. So from running, you can reboot or you can, okay, stopping. Then after stopping, it will go to stopped. And one more thing is, you can also terminating and terminated. Okay. So these are the different states of a EC2 lifecycle. I mean EC2 instance. Okay. You will notice this. First and foremost, it will go to pending. So after pending, it will be running. So once the running, you can either reboot the instance, reboot or restart, both are same. Or if you want to stop the instance, you can stop it. So from running, it will go to the stopping. Okay. Right. So let me draw like this. So from pending, it will go to running, and running you can reboot or restart, and from running you can stop. Okay. And then it will go to stop, or from running you can also terminate, or you can first stop and then terminate. Okay. Clear? So these things you have to remember. So why I am explaining you all this? Because there is something called as link for the public IP here. See, when you reboot the instance, this public IP will not change. Okay. Means whenever you reboot any instance, see, you create a IGW, attach it to the VPC and create blah blah blah. That is all done. But you might have noticed every time you create a new instance, one new private IP and one public IP will be attached to the NIC card or EC2 instance, right? So what happens is, so this is permanent. So this will not change, okay, until and unless you what? Terminate. This will not change. But this public IP is going to change if you stop the instance. Okay. But this will not change if you reboot the instance. Okay. So this is a 100% interview question. They may ask, they will definitely ask if, okay. So for this reason, there is something called as elastic IP. Okay. So that we are going to do a hands-on Monday. That day you will understand. Okay. So for this reason, if I want my public IP to be permanent with me all the time, then you should go with the solution of elastic IP address. Okay. So elastic IP address is just like a very elastic. You can detach that and attach it to any instance for that matter. I will show that demo as well on Monday. Okay. So this is the concept. Or else let us do the hands-on today itself. Wait. So let me go to, so whatever I discussed, let me do a hands-on, then you will understand. Okay. See here, see now it is in a running state, right? So this is in a running state. Okay, when was this launched? I think it is yesterday. So now let me explain here. Now see here, this is having a public IP. Okay, right? Now watch. I am going to reboot the instance. It will not change. So successfully rebooted. Now see, I am going to refresh. Okay, I am going to refresh this. See, it is not going to change. You can wait for as many times you want. It will not going to change. But now see here, I will stop the instance. Now see what is the state now? Stopping. Now it is going to change the, so now this public IP will be assigned to somebody else. What it will be done? It will be gone. You just wait for some time because it is still stopping. Okay, this public IP address will be gone. Okay, it is still stopping. So let us wait. Let us wait until it is stopped. I don't know why it is taking time. Okay, in this case, what you have to do, you have to force stop the instance. Okay, let us wait. Okay, so now it is stopped. Now see here that public IP is gone, but private IP will be there because that is private to our own account, right? So it is our property, but public IP is a public property. See, we already discussed in the beginning when I started with the network fundamentals that we are already falling short of public IPs. So that is the reason whenever you stop the instance that public IP will be gone. But what is the solution now? The solution is go here under network and security, click on elastic IPs, okay, and allocate elastic IP address. But be careful, once you allocate elastic IP address like this, you need to attach it to any instance. Otherwise, AWS is going to charge a $0.50, okay, for you. So unnecessary. So if you click on this button, okay, and if you click on allocate, one public IP, dedicated public IP will be allocated to you. Now, let me show you to you how to do that. Okay, now and allocate. So like this, it will be allocated. Now, how to attach? So you have to attach associate elastic IP and select instance and choose the instance. that is this one, right? So you can choose this instance and associate, right? Now if I go to the instance, if I refresh, see, now this is what 18. So even though it is in stop state, the public IP will be there with me. So this is the solution we should. Now whether you, even though you terminated, this public IP address will be there, and we will be charged for that public IP because we are bought that IP from AWS, right? So that is why we should always. Okay, now let me terminate the instance. Okay, now I will show you. Now if you terminate also, this instance will be there. I mean, sorry, this public IP will be there. Let me show you in the elastic IPs. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to do it and release. We have to do what? We have to release the elastic IP address to back to the Amazon pool. So in this way, no bill we will get. Okay, so shutting down and it will get terminated. Clear? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's it for today. So you practice everything whatever done in this week. Okay. So Monday, the topics will be even more complex. So please practice this Saturday and Sunday. Okay. And we will get back on Monday. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.